I've had a couple of requests to do a quick flip through of my Jane Davenport Art Journal, so I'm going to go ahead and just show you it. I finally completed it. This is a page I did where the dress is made out of washi tape. So I drew the image myself, and then you put washi tape down in rows and then use an X-Acto knife to cut out the shape. So my all dressed up and no place to go. These are pieces of a napkin for the flowers and the vines. And this is Jane Davenport inspired. This is some of her paper line, and then I drew this image from her making her drawing faces book, the instructions on how to draw a face. And then I've got a saying, look at life with positive eyes. Background is acrylic paint and some stenciling. And this is a Jane Davenport one as well. I drew the image, and then this is from Jane Davenport's line. I added a butterfly again from a napkin. I made some changes to her face. Laughter is a smile with the volume turned up. That's from one of her, I think that's from one of the napkins of hers. And these were a Zentangle Doodle poppy flowers that I did. And then I had a digital stamp for this image of this bee, and it's Bedazzling. It's the latest buzz, and there's texture in the background with some texture paste, and these were done with Faber-Castell Pitt markers and then a white Posca pen over the top. And then this one with bees and a honeycomb that I drew. And then this is a flip out window page, another digital stamp, Be Sweet. And then I've got, when life gets frustrating, stay strong, keep going, and remind yourself to be sweet as honey. This was a James Burke inspired. When James Burke was part of Jane Davenport's Davin Peeps, he did a video with using her face stamps and then doing a flip where you cut it, and so you can flip the parts to change her nose or her mouth. And this one I've got Swimming with Whales as a mermaid tail. This was part of a napkin. And then all this part I drew. The only thing that was stamped were the faces. And then here's the other one, the next one, with a crazy wild background, and then the flip things. And then this next one, she's my favorite. I love this one. I love how her hair turned out. I did that with Tombow markers. And then the starfish, I drew that on, and I added some gold paint pen. That's part of a napkin. She's got little pearls. That's done with liquid pearl. I love that one. I think that one turned out really fun. And then this one was a wild, crazy painted background. She has a pearl necklace too. I'm not real crazy about the flip part of it. I think it kind of took away from it. But it's fun. Something different to try. And that this was made using packaging from Jane Davenport product, and then I drew this fairy girl face to go with it. But I didn't want to waste. She had so many pretty images on the packaging that I cut out the cardboards and added them to a wild background using the same colors. Under the Sea is the Place to Be. This is a drawing I did of a seahorse and some sea life. It was from a book that I got from the library. And then my dragonfly girl, I did a digital stamp on that. And then I got a poem offline about dragonflies. And then this one was done with some Bow Bunny paper. So I did a collage. I just loved that little fairy. She was so cute. So I decided to do a wild background with some of my own hand-drawn sunflower images in the background, and paint, doing the paint where you put the paint down and you drag it with a plastic gift card. So that's what I did. And I did, you can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending. So that's the saying I put on that one. And this one I did a year ago, so it's actually been a year since I started this journal. And it was kind of a doodle, a self-doodle of me and the things I love about fall. So wearing sweaters, homemade soup, wearing hoodies, cold nights, more stars in the sky, making Christmas gifts for people, and peppermint mocha creamer. So funny things that I love about fall. Fall's my favorite time of year. And then this one, I did this. These borders are Diane Reevely inspired, and I did a genie in a bottle. I loved I Dream of Jeannie when I was a kid, so I kind of did a sketch of that and 3 wishes. It was at a time last year, a friend of mine I found out had some serious issues with cancer, and so I did this as 3 wishes for her. And then my little fairy girl sitting on mushrooms. I love this drawing. And then I added the words Land of Nod. And fairy dust makes dreams come true. And then this bird on a wild background. The stencil is from a cafe steamer, frozen dinner. And then I just did some journaling. And then I love doing mandalas, so I did a whole page of very colorful mandalas. And then this face along the side, peeking out from behind the mandalas. And then this is one of my favorite sayings. Beware of destination addiction. A preoccupation with the idea that happiness is in the next place, next job, or with the next partner. Until you give up the idea that happiness is somewhere else, you'll never be where you are. And then this is another one of those cutouts. And I drew this cool frog. I added these little punched out images from magazines with a dragonfly and frog. And then this is I forgot to put something right here. I was going to put a piece of scrapbook paper I have with night sky. I'll have to find that. But this is my long-necked. Jane Davenport does a lot of her girls with long necks, and when I got that Jane Davenport book, I made my long neck moon girl. And then this, the words from the song from Little Mermaid, and my little mermaid behind a portal, like a boat portal. That one's fun. And the universe only gives us what we're strong enough to handle, so apparently the universe must think I'm a badass. This is my mandala girl. She's got kind of a mandala earring and then a stenciled mandala in the corner. And this again was last year during that time period for my friend Robin. And before you speak, let your words pass through three gates. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? We should always be kind to each other and supportive of each other, and know that our angels are with us. And then this, fill your life with color. And all the colors I have inside that haven't even been invented yet. So these are just colorful mandalas that I did using fine line colored pens and gel pens. So when you tip it, you can kind of see that some of the gel pens were sparkly. So there you go. You can see some of the gel pen is sparkly. So it's really very colorful and really pretty in person because it's very sparkly and glittery. So it's another mandala page. And this, we may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. Maya Angelou. That's just a little reminder to myself about not being defeated and always looking on the bright side. Make peace with your past so you can thrive in the present. This is another Jane Davenport inspired long neck girl. And a bird in her hair. I had fun drawing that. And a little birdie told me miracles happen. My friend has a Facebook website about miracles happen, and she's a year out from her cancer diagnosis, and she's doing fantastic. The power of miracles and prayer, and so that's what this page was inspired by. Peace starts within the heart. This is a Zentangle background. There's hidden hearts everywhere. I think there's 16 hidden hearts in that background, so it's got a lot of hearts and a good message. And this is my version of Barbara Hutton, just practicing drawing faces. And this, Art Soothes the Heart. I do that the other day. I was having a hard day with pain, and so I needed to doodle something. So I doodled an Art Soothes the Heart girl. And then this, Live the Life You Love, Love the Life You Live. Another fun mandala. And then this page, I had started a face and some really fun Zentangle stuff with some journaling to myself, and then I went back and I went to color it and realized that the pen that I had done all this doodling with was not a permanent pen. It was water reactive, and so, you know, as you can see here, as you touch it with water, it would just bleed. The pen would bleed out, and I had started on her face and it bled out, so I put this Jane Davenport piece of paper over it, and it's kind of cool and pretty, but I would have liked to have colored the rest of the image and added more color to it, but everything I've tried on it to color it makes it just, the pen marks just totally bleed out. So live and learn. This I haven't finished because there's a saying I just saw on, that Tamara Lepore put on her Facebook page, and I'm going to write it in here. It's just a really good one about not letting other people judge you. And this was a fun page to do. It's called Bokeh, and it's all done in colored pencils, and you do this shading to make the circles look like they're really far and on top of each other, but it's a process called Bokeh. And I saw some tutorials on YouTube and tried my hand at it, and it was really fun to do. This is one of my very favorite pages. Let your uniqueness shine. I love this girl. I love how she turned out. And then in her heart, she has a heart branches at the top and an owl sitting on there, and it's just a cool Zentangle design and her pretty little wings. That is one of my very favorite pages. And then this one, I like this one too. Bright, colorful cherry fairy. I do a lot of angels and fairies and mandalas, and just whenever I'm sitting and doodling, it's just whatever comes to mind. Break a blank page and just start drawing something and see what happens. They come to life as you do them. And this is a neat background with dragonflies, two little birds, some circles. This was not my idea. I saw a tutorial on YouTube, and I don't remember who did it. But I really liked it, so I tried it, and it was using, I think it was using gelatos, and you do them in a circle, and then blend them out, and then you doodle over them, and then with a white gel pen, and then add some dots and things, and I put "Tell Someone You Love Them." And these birds were from a napkin, and the whole background is stencils, done in stencils. So that's a fun page too. And then this, it's got journaling all around these circles. It's just journaling for myself, and then some magazine images and some punched out things, a lot of stenciling and just different play with inks and paints. This one is very wild. Her heart was open to choose love, and it's magazine focal points, a rose that I drew, a Harajuku girl, I think is what they're called. I'm probably saying that wrong. Lots of stencils. It was fun. And this is my magazine image girl, and her skirt, the little petals are loose. I drew out various size petals and cut them out of all different papers and did a collage. This arm is one arm, this is a different one, the face and the body is a different thing, the legs were different, but I put them all together to make this collage girl. I just love her, and she's fun and funky and got freckles and buck teeth, but the message is be unique, kick up your heels, dance like no one's watching, sing out loud, and then I put in parentheses to your dogs, because I sing to my dogs all the time, and be happy being you. Such an important message. So that was just a fun one, and I loved piecing together this fancy leaf skirt. And then this one is just a fun background napkin image. I've done a lot of pen work and drawing over it, and then just words: inspire beauty, imagination, grateful. I like how that turned out. And then a whimsical rhyme of a button bird. This was a focal out of a magazine. I think it's from Prim magazine. And then I drew the whimsical tail, and then this was a cardstock ephemera, I think probably from Tim Holtz line, and I did pen work over it. Very crazy wild background that I did with some dry brushing and paints and stencils. That was fun. And then the last one in the book is upside down, which, how ironic is that? It's kind of like me. It was a Jane Davenport inspired. These were in her collage line, and I drew all the whimsical flowers, and I did a video on this. So there's actually a video if you want to learn how to do this page with the background and the flowers, how to sketch out these flowers and take time to wander. And then the last page, I just put my art journal, a place to create, escape, to focus on something positive, forget about my pain, a place to learn new techniques, practice and grow. I am grateful. So that's the end of my art journal. So I hope you enjoyed this, and maybe gave you an idea of something fun to do in one of your art journals. And thanks for stopping by today. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. I have an Etsy account, and then I also have a PayPal me, and so if you feel guided to make a donation to help me along on my art journaling experience and be able to come back and teach more videos, I'm always greatly appreciative of any donation I receive. Thanks for stopping by at Twisted Art Designs, and I hope you had fun, and come back again to see what we do next.